The next step for us is to set up a page where we can actually read a post. Okay, so that's where we're going to be displaying the content of the post. So let's go ahead and set that up. So looks like we're going to need a new page in our front end. So right here, I'm going to create a single.blade.php, and this is where the single page is going to live. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that up. But looks like we need a layouts file, because here we have the header, and right here we also have this part here and the footer, which is going to be uniform across all pages. So let's just go ahead and create a new layouts file here, and I'll just call this frontend.blade.php. Okay, so I'll just copy all the information from my index page and I'll paste it right there in my layouts file. Okay, so if I just come to my single.blade.php and I say extends layout.frontend right there, it's gonna extend that. But let me go ahead and clean that layouts up. So we're importing all of this. It's quite okay. But we don't want to display all of this data because this data doesn't belong here. So we're gonna clean all of this up like this. And also we're gonna clean this one up like this. Okay, so here we have our subscribe form, and also we have our footer. So everything looks great. We also have our overlay menu right here. So let's create a route to see the single page. Okay, and this is where we're going to be learning about our slugs. So let's head over to our web.php, and how is this route gonna look? So we're gonna have a route, and it's gonna be a get route, and it's gonna go to slash, and we're gonna put in the slug right there. So the parameter is the slug, and I'm gonna show you why in a moment. So it uses the front end controller at the single method. Okay, so we can call this single post just for description, and as we'll just say single, or we can just say post.single since it's a single post. Okay, so for this we're gonna pass in the slug as a parameter rather than the ID, and notice that we're gonna have that slug right here in our address bar, which is obviously neater rather than having numbers. So we go to our front end controller and we're gonna create that method. So let's create our method. So it's a public function single post, and remember we're expecting a slug, and we need to receive that parameter right here. And what we're gonna do is query our post table to find where the slug is equals to this slug, and then we'll get the first result. So we'll say post is equals to post where the slug field in our database is equals to the slug that we received here, and we'll get the first result. Okay, so we now need to return the view that we just created, which is single.blade.php with this data. So we'll say we have a post variable and we'll pass in the post. Okay, so obviously since we are going to be using our header and a title right there, I'm going to copy this with right here, and I'm also going to be passing in the title. And the title is not going to be the site name. The title is going to be the post title. So the title of our page is the post title. And we also have all categories so that we'll be able to view our header. Remember, we are also extending and we'll be inserting the header in our single.blade. So we need the header data. So that's the categories. And looks like we got everything we need for that page. So in our single.blade.php, it extends the front end layout. And if we check out our front end layout, we need the footer information, and the footer information uses the settings table. So we'll pass in that data right there. Okay, so we are passing the settings because our footer needs it. We are passing this because our title field needs it. We are passing this because our menu or our header needs it. Okay, so let's check out that front end again just to make sure. So we'll echo our title, meaning we successfully passed the title. Next thing, we include our header, and our header.blade, if we check that out, is getting the title also. And I think we shouldn't echo the title, we should just echo the site name. So we'll say settings and site name right here, so that the title is not gonna get the title of the page, right? So right here we have category name, and everything looks okay. So let's go ahead and check out our single. So first of all, we need to set up a route so that we can actually see that page. So let's head over to our index.blade, and where we have our first post right here. So this is our first post. We're going to add a link to that. So this is our first post, and rather than having this, we're going to insert a route, and remember the name of that route was post.single, and we need to pass in the parameter, and the parameter that is expecting is the slug, and we're going to pass in the post slug right here. Okay, so that's the slug. We're passing the slug to our web.php, and that web.php passes it to the controller, and in our controller we use the slug to find the post. We get the first result and we return the single view. So let's try that. We refresh. Undefined variable post in index.blade.php. So I think I made a mistake. So we don't have a post, it's first post. Okay, so let's refresh, and there we have it. So if I hover over that, now we should have a link. So view layouts.frontend not found. So that means right here it's supposed to be layouts. That makes sense. So if I refresh, there we have it, a page. Okay, so you see jogging helps for better thinking. Right there we have a slug, and we are able to see that this is the post we are viewing right now. And since we are extending our layouts, we have all that data there, our categories, our page title, and our search. Everything is there live, our footer, our settings, everything is there. So let's actually go and inject the content section so that we can have content on that page. So we'll say section content, and we'll just end the section right here. And what are we going to be injecting in that section? Let's go to our template, and right here we're going to copy for the single. We'll just copy the dummy data to see how it looks. So right here in our container, for our header, we don't need that, and we need this section right here. So we need this section for the post title. I'll copy that and inject into my content. So that's the first section we need. And let's make sure that our frontend.blade.php is actually injecting in the right place. So let's check that out. Where are we yielding some content? So this is the subscribe form, and this is our content wrapper. This is our header spacer, and I don't think we're going to be needing a header spacer for this page. I'll just remove all of this, and right here I'm going to yield my content. So let me refresh that page and see what I got. Okay, so that looks good. So right here we have, this is the post title, and if I go to my single.blade.php, right here we're going to be echoing out the post title, because remember, from our back end we are sending in the post right there. Okay, so let's echo that and see. So jogging helps for better thinking. That's the post title right there. Next thing, we need to echo out the data for the post. So let's take care of that. I'll head back to my template for my single, and the next section for the post details is the whole of this container right here. So I'll copy all of that container, and I'll head over to my single.blade, and I'll paste that in. So let me just indent this a little, and right here I'm gonna paste in all of that. If I save and just refresh, we have the dummy data right there. Okay, so there it is, dummy data, but we need to echo out the data for our post. So let's do that. I'll just indent this a little so that we have cleaner code. And first thing, right here, we're not gonna be echoing out this image, we're gonna be echoing out the post featured image. That's the first thing. Second thing, posted by, right here, admin. So we don't yet have a relationship to get the user who actually created a post, but we're going to be setting up that soon. And I actually think it should be an assignment so that you should be able to try this out and see how it works. So set up a relationship with the users table, and so that right here we'll be able to do something like get the post, and we'll get the user who created the post, and we'll be able to display the name. Okay, so that's what we want to achieve, but for now we'll leave in the dummy data. Okay, so I hope you understand what we're trying to achieve here, so that we know the user who actually created that post. So the next thing, we need to echo out when it was created. So right here would say post and would say created at, and would access the two formatted date string method. Okay, and this is just gonna format it better. If I refresh, right here we have the image and we have the timestamp. Okay, so right here for tags, let's go ahead and just edit out the tags, or actually right here we're just gonna edit out the category. So we'll just have one category right here, and this is not gonna be like this. We're gonna echo out the category for this post. So we'll say post and we'll access the category using our relationship, and we'll access the name. Okay, so next thing is the content. So if I refresh, we have a career category right there. So all of this is the content, so we'll remove that and we'll just echo out the content from our database. So I'll just pull out all of this dummy data right here, and we will get the HTML from our database actually. So I think the content ends somewhere here. I'll just remove that in bits. So we have content info, and this is why it's good to indent, so that we can actually know where things start and end. Okay, but I think I had it right. So first of all, I have this section right here, and I have for the post date, and I have for the days, and I'll just indent this. Okay, so this matches with this, and the next thing is the content. So I'll just leave this like that. Okay, so right here is where we're gonna echo our content, and what I'm gonna do is actually use this syntax right here. Okay, and what this syntax is gonna do, remember we're using a WYSIWYG editor to create our content. So when we create that content with a WYSIWYG editor, it's gonna save HTML into our database, and for us to tell Laravel, okay, output HTML rather than outputting the data or some HTML strange tags from our database, we'll use the syntax. So what we're going to be doing here is simply displaying the post content right there. Okay, so let's refresh, and there we have some awesome post lorem ipsum content from our database. Yeah, sweet, right? So that's our database content right there. Okay, and right here what we're going to be doing is echoing out the tags for the post. Remember, we have a relationship for that, so we're just going to be using a for each loop right here to echo out those tags. So right here I'm going to cut this out, and I'll say for each of the post tags as tag, and for each right here we're just going to echo out this, and right here we're going to have not SEO but the tag, and we'll echo out the tag right there. Okay, so in this case I think we have just one tag, and it's WordPress 4.6. okay, so that looks great, everything is working, and right here we're not gonna take care of the share yet, and right here we are supposed to be echoing out the data of the user who created that post. Okay, but we haven't yet taken care of that relationship yet, but it's okay. Okay, so next thing right here is a pagination. Okay, so we need to actually take care of the next and previous post buttons right here. So we're gonna be taking care of that in the next lesson.